Oh, audio. How's it going?
It's okay. How are you?
It's okay. Oh my. How you doing, Nancy?
No, just a daily struggle of trying to independently produce a film. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, wow. I know. Oh my God. It's really something. They just see you at the opening, but
we're down to getting the glass master for the bonus DVD done, and I'm gonna just independently sell it because I'm like, I don't want anyone else to have creative control. I want to, own it.
Yes.
So that's what I'm doing.
Very smart. You don't want them to change the name or the artwork or the
music
cut
or
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So
it's a big one.
I'll just invest in myself here and we'll see if it works.
Yeah, it will. Trust me, it will. For all that it matters nowadays, it doesn't matter who's selling it.
Like
whether it's
a DVD made nowadays, it's like nobody's even really doing that. Like it's just like the collectors who want them. And then there was the whole question of, do we want to do Blu-ray? And then Blu-ray has the royalty of another $2 per disc for Sony's royalty. So it's like, well, we don't want to do that because also we don't know if everyone has Blu-ray it's just all these decisions that didn't occur to me when I was like making the film.
No, the joys of after the math. Once you've created the art, then the joys of, it's a whole nother world, it's a whole nother stress level. But I mean, it's good, but don't get me wrong, but there is so much to it. And I found everything that might go wrong did, but end with surprises, new and exciting surprises. And that's what threw me for a loop. Yeah.
Like everything bad that's happened, what's actually come out of it has been better than the original.
Yeah.
But you go through these bad loops where you're like, oh my God, no, not again. And then somebody comes, so yeah, it does have its worth in its own way, but it's not fucking easy now. And I just want to put this one to bed. Like, I really just want this one. Like,
yeah, you're ready. You get to that point where you're just ready. It needs to just go out, have its own life, right?
Yeah.
And entertain people. Hopefully it does that, and it has its own life now.
Yeah, let it just be
like
out
a
there,
baby.
And really it's in the hands of other people at this point, so it's just a matter of like coordinating and
right.
Yeah. And then I think I'll take a little break for a while.
Yeah, well deserved. Exactly. And then people don't understand, well, why, a year later, where's the next one? And you're like, you don't understand.
If I didn't have to use credit cards to like pay for them.
Yeah.
I have to pay back, what I'm using for capital here. So
right.
Eventually, I hope it evens out, or even gets better, then I can pay myself, which would be the ultimate, right? But,
yeah, that would be that's kind of the goal. But yeah, I mean, you have to be okay with that not happening. In the art sense, you don't like to get screwed over by, a big company that you're working for. But when it's a passion project, anything above and beyond breaking even is just golden, because it's, your art, and it would be great. And it would be the ultimate, right? But then, just to get to there, it's just one step at a time, it's like 2 steps back, 1, maybe 2 forward, but it all does work out how it's supposed to. That is what I found. For me.
It's just such a changing game. Like there's really nobody can, like all the mentors I have and all the people I've spoken to, like everyone, like, and they're like, you just have to choose like how you want, and it's like this organic growth thing. You can't really.
Yeah.
And now it exists in the world and it will do its own thing. So.
Right. And there's something I just want to add. that there's something satisfying about having a physical copy, whether that's out of date or not. Like there's something about having, like, this is the movie that I made for 5 years, 10 years, whatever it was. And here it is, you know, as opposed to streaming, which is beautiful. Nice to see it doing well streaming. We can't resist that anymore, like we did in the mid to late 2000s. Resist. It's not going to happen. But now we're at the point where just like, wow, you know, you have a poster and a physical copy. That's nice. Yeah. You know, that just physically feels like it's, you know, it really exists.
Yeah,
somehow.
I agree. And love.
And love, yes.
Digital with the touch of analog.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
So,
what a
we've
trip.
been trying to talk for a while and I completely forgot what we wanted to talk about since it's been so long. We had to keep rescheduling. So I wanted to ask, what have you been really busy with? Or you're just ghosting me.
Yeah, just, oh my God. It's just really running around doing like a lot of things. Like I do my podcast Obscurities, getting ready to do a couple of movies. Really want to get vaccinated first, however. So I'm in the process of doing that and trying to make that happen as soon as possible. Because I haven't been, like, I will not travel for film right now. It's, to me, like if you're working for a company that has a lot of money and you could do it safely, like properly, that's okay, that's good. But I have yet to find a company that is working on that level other than, oh, just email test results and we'll all wear masks. But for me, that's not good enough. And the reason why is, like, 12 years ago, I had a brain tumor taken out. And 3 years ago, I had radiation, 28 rounds of radiation on my brain. So to me, it's like, what can happen from COVID, one of the many things, if you're very unlucky, is that, you know, it can affect your brain. And so to me, it's just, it's not worth it. So I've kind of gone to the creative side of doing the podcasts, which are narratives. It's not like interview stuff. So it's more, I wouldn't say it's acting per se, but it's kind of close. And then a couple of radio plays, podcast plays, I'm working on now to record. And then later in the year, there's a couple of films that I can see happening the way things are going. And then of course, the big one is writing the book. So all of these things are
yeah.
they're all
there.
Yeah. And something will come up, and yes, so you've been so patient with me and I thank you for that.
I understand. It's like, you know, everything, you know, I'm working with all these different people and all these different things, and there's different deadlines, and, you know, some people disappear for a few days, and, you know, you just kind of have to be like, okay, they will show up.
Yeah, they will.
You know.
And you would think it'd be so easy with the pandemic where everybody's stuck at home, but no, I come in. Right, you would think. So I fly in, and because it's you know, a pandemic, and we're doing the Zoom now for all, which is a beautiful thing. But because of that, then you're like, well, really, I should wash my hair. Like that might be a really good idea to wash my hair. Like, whereas before, you know, you could get on the phone, you'd be like a complete disaster. Who cares? And hey, how's it going? I'm doing great. And wouldn't matter. But, you know, now you have the kind of added, as much as it is fun, it's sort of like, okay, well, I got to get the Zoom thing together. And so, yeah, there we go. We keep adding things, we improve. And yet without the professional, you know, millionaire lifestyle of having these people at the ready to fix everything, just takes a couple more minutes.
I live in New York. I have a room.
Yeah.
You know, this is it.
Yeah. Yep. And it looks good.
I got books.
I like your rooms.
I got TV. I got all the important stuff. I got a computer.
Yeah. That's all you need. Yeah. Really.
Good.
Simplify.
So I wanted to ask you, because you've done all these different things. So what is your favorite aspect of working on a film? Like, do you like to produce or act or direct, or what?
Well,
do you have, different feelings about any one of those?
yeah, I mean, I really came to the point where I kind of know myself and what I want to do. And I have my kind of bucket list of types of characters, even that I still haven't done and want to do. So, in a big sense, I would say, the acting has been my life, really my whole life. So, there's always that. And it's what I trained for. And now I know, even with the pandemic, you kind of feel, oh my God, my rusty as hell. Like, is this, need the D12 or, for the acting juice. I don't know. But, and it's possible that could be true. But that is the joy, I would say, number one. Although the funny thing is, writing is a whole nother animal. And I'm not talking about writing scripts. I don't know how. That's not my thing. But writing narrative, like writing my book, write just words and wordplay sounds silly on such a serious subject. But I really love that. I have just found I've always loved having a column in a magazine, for example. Always enjoyed that. But this has been really good. And I realized I love this. Like, I love this. I'm not like a quick outputter, though. So the people who do that for a living, I give them a whole lot of credit because, I'm not a fast outputter, so to speak. So I love that. Now, as far as making a movie, I absolutely love directing a lot. There was first time around that there was definitely some very rough points to it, but I think the most interesting and incredible part for me was working with the actors.
Was
working
Bottle
with
Hunger
actors
the first time?
just yeah, and just being able to work with the art department, being so interested in things like all the details, what is within the frame. Even though you don't have all the money in the world to create these things, you don't always need all the money in the world to create these things. So I just felt like, the art direction, even though a lot of the shots weren't what I was in my mind looking for, creating those, at least in my mind, trying to make them happen. Loved that and loved working with the actors and loved the fact that I could take that script and take a lot of stuff out, but also create more obvious arcs for the characters most of them were already there because it was very well written, but there was some that were there and they just kind of ended. And it was a lot of fun for me knowing that as a viewer, as an actor, and wanting to create something interesting. For example, if anybody has seen the movie that's listening or watching this, Mr. Old Man Winters didn't have the end scene where we saw his shrine and then he's broken up. He didn't have that end scene. He ended when he gave the tip off to the wife about Ginny. And that gets a little deep for someone who's not seen the movie, but basically his little cap on the end of his character was created when we were shooting. I felt like everybody has to have, no matter how vague it is, everybody needs like a little cap, a little tick at the end. So even if it's a tiny arc or a big arc, then that's kind of what I like. So I definitely made the movie that I wanted to see. And then I think that's like the only thing you could do, just like when you write or do anything, do the project that you want to see, not worried about anybody else. And even with it being so rough and some things worked, some didn't, still, it was like,
that's true of every film now.
It's true.
It doesn't matter what the budget is.
Yeah, doesn't it? Right. Exactly. It doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, was it like it's a movie that I would want to see, I would get a kick out of. And that's what you can go for. and the right people will get it. The right people won't get it, so to speak. The wrong people won't get it. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. It's not meant for everybody. Art is not meant for everybody. It's just not. It's just
I
not.
thought the directing was really good, especially Lynn Lowry and Tiffany Shepard's performances was really, both the performances were really great. Tiffany Shepard, when she's told her husband died and she goes into this like PTSD like moment, and she just nailed it, and I was like, wow, that was really good.
She nailed it so incredibly. And the interesting thing is, she is like such a stellar actress. And it was funny because at the end of the shoot, because I know what I saw, what I would like out of her, what she brought, and what I saw, what we filmed, I knew it at the time, and what I had in mind prior. And she said, when at the end, she said, oh, I just felt like I kind of, because she's used to playing, badass women, whether they be sexy women or just regular women, but they're all badass. And this is badass. And she kills the main bad guy in the movie. So that's pretty damn badass. But she felt like, I felt like I was just kind of like moping around. I wonder how it's going to come out. And so when she saw it, she was really surprised that it came out the way it did, because I could see like wheels turning in an actor's head, things happening to them that they don't express physically. Sometimes it's more visual, it's more cinematic, it's more powerful. And that's, I think, exactly what I wanted to capture, and she was able to bring. And so she was, yes, amazing. And she was surprised when she saw it, because, it wasn't the typical, just straight up one type of way character. And she kind of felt like, I didn't really know where it was going. But the interesting thing too, some of the best work I've done is when I've walked away kind of going, I don't know, I invested in every scene and now I just have to trust the director that it worked, and when you get lucky, it does. So, but yeah, she's great. She's great.
So are you just hiding out, waiting for the vaccines?
What's I'm hiding out?
Hiding out, waiting until the vaccines.
Oh, yes. Yes and no, but the book is kind of like the looming big thing for me right now is just, getting the book completely finished and ready. It was supposed to come out this year, but it will be next year now. Luckily, I'm lucky to have a publishing house. But the pandemic happened, and you would think, ironically, that you would have even more time to get something done, and often
it made things really difficult to get done.
Yeah. It really, really did.
And I went to like 5 editors in between just because people kept dropping off. Like people just
yes,
want to do it,
Exactly. And for a whole bunch of reasons. So I wouldn't say that. I feel like in a really strange way. In one way, I feel busier than I was prior. Because I'm also one of the judges for this film festival. So I've got all these films that I'm going through. So I feel like in some strange way, because we've all had to kind of make this thing work, this pandemic work. So in a strange way, you're bringing more work into the home, even within our world. So in a weird way, also now we're even busier than ever. Keeping busy doing these various projects, and all of them being very important because you're looking at somebody's work. I mean, and that's the thing with me. Some people may not watch, maybe just for an example, all the way through. I'm not talking about this festival, but in general, it's true. They don't. Like, it's just a very sad fact. They'll fast forward or something. But because I've been making movies my whole life, and I've made a movie, I never do that. Like, I don't care if it's,
oh yeah.
Not 1 second. Even if it's completely not up my alley. I'm like,
all the credits.
giving this my all. I'm like, if anything, they keep telling me, you, even when you don't necessarily think something is right for the festival or ready, I don't want to say good enough, but I mean ready to be in a festival, you give it too high marks. And I'm like, it's hard for me to give low marks. I'm like the opposite of the people who are on IMDb. I'm like the opposite animal as to that.
You come out of the like New York thing of like, success is finishing a movie. If you finished it, you're successful.
10 out of 10. Did you finish it? 10 out of 10, right off the bat. Like, you know what I mean? I really mean that.
Yeah.
Really, really do mean that.
Hard.
It's fucking hard, man. Do you know how many decades I lived Lower East Side before it was all hip? On a mattress in the kitchen floor. My roommate, she came to New York to be like a designer, clothing designer, but ended up being a nurse because, that's, some people change up at different points in their lives, what they're doing so they can make money. So we basically had a studio that they so ridiculously called a 1-bedroom because it had a half a wall in between the kitchen and the room. So yeah, that's suddenly a 1-bedroom, right? So for the years that I spent on my mattress on the floor as an adult, not as a teen or early 20s, as an adult in the kitchen, just so that I could be there to work, because we all know, for the most part, except now during COVID, that really all you were doing is sleeping at home and you were out working all the damn time or traveling. When you get to a certain point, you get lucky, then you're out traveling and working like that. And it's also a nice way to save money, and not have like $5,000 a month go towards rent that you can't afford anyway as an artist. So, I mean, yes, the New York thing, absolutely. You get something done, that's like massive, massive kudos right there. It's like kind of the opposite in, without even mentioning different parts of the country, we'll call it, that are so judgmental. And everything has to be I'm not saying, better. I'm just saying, like, they don't appreciate the different levels of art, like the underground New York stuff, like early Larry Fessenden, or going back, like just the awesome stuff. You could taste the grit of New York in your mouth. Just
I love all that stuff. Kenneth Potter and Gordon and all those guys. Early New York.
Love it. And like, it's not just about the movies of the 70s that are so good. It's New York movies in the 70s that are so good, right? Everything from Warriors, Taxi Driver, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I mean, all of these like reasons not to go to New York, which funny. Even I think, I'm pretty sure it was not 69, 70. It was John Voight playing the hustler. I'm walking here.
Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah.
I love that film. I have been called Fatso Rizzo more than once.
Yeah. I love it so damn much. That's my favorite kind of movie anyway. So if you ask me to start, being a judge for film festivals, this is what I'm going to gravitate to, because now, and this is a nice thing, no diss whatsoever, but now everybody has access to the flying gadgets. What are they called again?
Drones?
Thank you. The film drones. So everybody can open even a $2 movie.
You can. Everybody can afford a film drone.
Well, you might know borrow a drone from. It's possible, but like, even if, regardless of what happens in the movie, the story or the rest of the cinematography or whatever, almost anybody can just borrow a drone and even put their phone camera on it and have a beautiful entry shot into their short or their feature-length movie. And it's a beautiful thing, it really is. But it's like, it's that old school roughness, like Taxi Driver, where they had to cut the floor to get the dolly shot for that ending, that beautiful climax in the ending. I mean,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film.
Yeah, it's incredible.
One of my favorites.
It is. It has to be my favorite. Yeah. Just like overall, there's many favorites, but that just, at the end of the day, that's my favorite all-time movie. It is. So.
So are we gonna discuss something, or we were just randomly chatting at this point?
I think we were randomly loving New York and New York movies. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, New York is special, it is.
It is. It is.
I'd like to see all my friends, but I have my vaccine at Javits on the April 23rd.
Oh, congratulations.
And I, booked it at Javits because I figured I'm gonna go in cosplay, god damn it. I'm gonna reclaim this for the pop culture people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. All of the Comic Cons, that's right.
God damn it.
Yeah. What did they go as? May I ask?
I think Snake Plissken.
Nice. Yes. Yes.
Eye patch and
New York.
Yeah.
Have to. And it's so doable.
And then only just shoot me in the neck.
Yeah. All you need is a boink and the leather jacket.
I actually have an eye patch that was signed by John Carpenter.
Oh God. Oh, sweet. I love that you went to CVS and got one.
Yeah, I was like, I need something for John Carpenter to sign. What should I get? So I got that, and I got a pack of gum. And so for the picture, I'm holding up the gum, bubble gum, and then for that, I got a
That is cool, and that's smart too because it's original. He probably appreciated that.
He thought it was funny. It's a little on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But this whole thing, don't you miss cons? Isn't it weird? I mean, you still get to talk to people, but it's weird, right?
Yeah, it is. It is weird. It is weird because there's, you could see the people obviously, but I mean, is etiquette looking into the eye of the device, or is etiquette looking off and looking at the person you're speaking to? I don't know.
That's interesting.
Right?
I
Because
I don't know. So I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah. So it feels like you're looking at me, but you're not.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, when I look at you. That's troublesome. Thanks for breaking my head, Debbie.
If we were doing a documentary, it'd be okay if I was answering you over here, because then it would match the other people, right? But in a conversation, I feel like I want you to be thinking, I don't know, thinking that I'm looking at you, but this is looking at you, and you feel like I'm not I don't know. It's the art of the Zoom, and people are getting Zoom fatigue.
I know. I asked a friend of mine who's a second grade teacher and a couple other people, did they want to Zoom? And the second grade teacher is like, I am Zoomed out. I cannot do Zoom anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
But I don't have to do it for a living. I mean, I have no living right now. So
right, this is your window to the outside world.
Yeah,
right.
Until I get my vaccines, and then I finally see my kid and my grandkid.
Oh man, are they in New York State?
No, they're in the country.
All right, so you really need the vaccine, big time.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a year, so.
Wow.
It sucks.
Yeah, of course, March. Yeah, soon. And then how long before the second injection?
I don't know. And I also don't know what's happening with the vaccines up there, because they had gotten stuff from Belgium and it didn't work out. And so.
It didn't work out?
Yeah, I'm talking about Canada. So my daughter lives in Canada. So.
Okay. All right. So they didn't actually get it in their arm. They just received it, but then they didn't put it in the people's arms.
I don't think they received it. I think they had a problem with the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
I
don't know what's gonna happen, but just want to get the vaccine. So when as soon as I can, Also, we just have to at least.
Yes.
Let's just
get up
stop
there.
This.
We stop this. Come on now, everybody. I don't care about your politics. Roll up your arm. Don't you remember polio, folks? I mean, I'm sure you don't, but there's a reason why you don't remember it.
Right.
Because everybody got vaccinated.
I mean, there's a couple people I know who remember it, right? But all those diseases, they eradicated them because of vaccines.
That's right. You're not a slave. You're not a puppet. They're not going to put the aliens are not so into you that they want to implant something in your particular arm, that they want every move that you make, you particularly, they're not so into you. Trust me.
Yeah, you're not special. Let's just put it that way. You're not special.
You're not special. Original snowflake, a unique snowflake, as it were. Yes, folks, everybody's special, but the aliens do not want to track you. They're already tracking you with your damn phone. So you can get a vaccine. So that's the end of that. Anyway, that's the rant.
That's at least one of the rants.
Well, at least one of the many rants, yes. Yeah. That I had.
So when are your vaccines due?
Messenger audio.
Woo! You got a lot of interesting and cool things going on over there.
What's my ringtone? Did you hear that?
Yeah. You got a life over there. So when are the vaccines coming? Well, seeing they're going by age, they're still 80 and up, but the AstraZeneca one, which I am very happy to get. I don't care which one.
Yeah.
I really don't give a shit. I don't, because with the situation, it's if I got COVID, God forbid, don't want it. If I did, I would be way less sick.
Yeah, whatever you can,
So give me right now. I don't care. So the AstraZeneca they're doing for starting, they're also doing by age, but they're starting 65 going down. So I'm thinking, being in my 50s, I'm thinking, within I'm really hoping 6 to 8 weeks, I should have my first shot, depending on how they go down that.
Because this Monday, it went down to 60 and above. Mm-hmm. So I was able to schedule mine. I'm sure that the next week it'll be down another.
Yeah, then I'll be
10. Yeah.
Oh, they're going whole by 10? That's good.
I think so, yeah.
That's good. Oh, that's a big chunk of people. But yeah, that's going fast, and that's really good. Yeah, I don't care. I don't give me I don't put heroin in. I don't care.
Please put heroin. I never said that.
Please put heroin in. Please. You don't have to. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
All those people out there that are not wanting it, give me theirs. Theirs. Can't there be a list of people who do really, really it, and all the people are denying it? Okay, I'll take their spot. But you know
what's happening. Their spots are opening up.
Yes, because a friend of mine said that when the pharmacies, and this is in Rochester that he lives, when the pharmacies actually have a few left over, what they'll do is they'll alert, I'm imagining local radio, and then people, boom, they line up outside, and they don't waste one. They give them away at any age.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, my husband works fixing equipment in nursing home, and some of the people who worked there didn't want the vaccine, but he's like, sure. So he got both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, good for him. So you're like % of the way there.
Yeah. He's the only one who leaves the house.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but it is really, I'm glad to hear that he's got it, because,
Yeah.
One less thing to not completely stop worrying about, but at least to know that
we're getting there.
Yeah, we're all getting there. Trust me. We all do this. We all get some balls and just do this. The quicker it's going to be over, as opposed to this going on and on and on. And we'll get back to the regular kind of busy stuff just in time for your
stuff. Yeah.
For your documentary to hit the screens, because that's what we gotta. I mean, I know it already has, but more and
really more. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. See if we can make that happen, especially like a pop-up drive-in or something. That would be really fun.
Yep, absolutely. Get it on. Well, I don't know if it's going to be like a Joe Bob Briggs type exactly, but I know that he loves the subject matter.
Well, I did apply to the Mutant Palooza thing he's doing at the drive-in,
Yeah.
I sent the film to his people. So
yeah, that sounds like a really good fit, honestly. So I know that he likes his work. Used to talk to him a lot. Haven't spoken to him in a few years now, but I used to write a column for his We Are the Weird, which turned into, everybody was all up in arms because of We Are the World, and they took offense to the title of his little zine. And so yes, people, even back then there was the PC police. Yeah. So he had to change it to the Joe Bob Reports. And so I had my own column in there. And so yeah, I got a real good sense of his taste and the directors that he likes and the writers that he likes, and this is up his alley. So
if he's tell him.
Yeah, hey, listen, it's
he's a little scared of me because I did that thing about him, and he was kind of like, he doesn't like seeing himself on camera, but
oh yeah. That's normal.
But I didn't have him on camera at all. I didn't use any footage of him, because he didn't want me to, so I didn't. But
okay, well, there you go. It's normal. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, right? Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. It is weird. It's weird. That's why Zoom's weird.
Yeah, I get it. Especially yeah. But I don't want to seem stalkery, but yeah, it seems like he would like it, And,
Right. Well, I mean, he's always been, he still is, but he's always been like a sex symbol-ish in the geek genre of horror and cult world, right? So he's always had that. And not unlike the women, and he looks fantastic, amazing, as a matter of fact. But not unlike the women, it's like it's natural to go through this process of well, this is more uncomfortable than it used to be. Look at myself, well, this is more uncomfortable than it used to be. I don't remember it being like this. I don't remember worrying about my neck and stuff. I don't know why am I getting an accent now. But anyway, I guess when I'm acting, just I automatically go to a Southern accent, like one of my cheesy go-tos. But I don't know. Who knows if that's the truth? But I'm just saying, it has to be the same. That's why people should support everybody, no matter what. No matter what, people remember where all this came from.
Yeah,
it came somewhere, right?
Yeah, support the creators, support the art workers. Forgets about us, thinks, we just do it as a hobby. It's like, this is how we make a living, guys.
Yeah. As small as it may be, but still, yes. No, it's been our life's work, whether you like it or not, that's okay. But you can't deny that. right? It's kind of like that. So, and then there's some people who do, you know, really, really well, and they don't even have to think like that. So they're lucky. They're just
They're
lucky.
very lucky. Yeah.
But then there's some of the most cool people ever that
Right.
existed
Right.
that never had anything while they were alive until, you know, maybe they got a flavor, you know, tiny flavor, even like someone like as mainstream as James Dean. Yes, he knew he was getting famous, but he never would have
Right.
ever,
Like, he's a legend, you know, now. It's, yeah.
even, and Johnny Thunders talking about New York. I mean, he always had a fan base. He could always like get a few bucks to play a gig here and there to you know, buy food and heroin and stuff. Like, you know, he was self-confessed heroin addict, so it was no big shocker there. But he scraped by. But you know, I think even he would be surprised to know that he's such an icon, because you know, he invented his own way to play the guitar that sounds like no one else.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, you could always be that kind of artist.
Yeah. That was such a moment in time, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
New York was so different.
Yeah, it's true. Well, hopefully,
I don't know
well,
what it looks like now. I haven't been out in so long.
I know. All I know is the Lunatics will be playing late this year,
Wow,
opening
cool.
with the Toilet Boys. So that's a massive New York City event that everybody needs to go to, including you, because you'll be vaccinated by then.
Okay. Alive? Are they like summer stage or something? Or?
They're, yeah, live. I'd have to send you the information. I just saw it yesterday. I saw Theo post that they were doing this. It was like put off like 3 or 4 times, obviously because of COVID. But finally,
Cool.
it's happening late this year. So like late summer-ish, New York City. So that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Things will be like in a really good swing by then, you know, give it another good 6 months or so, and vaccines and stuff. And I think we're going to be in pretty good shape, to be honest. Being positive again. Being positive again.
I believe you. Anyway,
although I'm not a doctor, I've played one. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't think I have any questions or anything. It was just nice hanging out with you, you know.
Yeah, that's all.
You know,
That's
if you have any ideas for projects and you know need some help, you know, I'm always happy to like help out.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
While I wait for the Dub House, give me like the, you know, I'm just like waiting.
Yes, seriously, I know it's a long haul, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's actually pretty soon because you're already there. Like that's sort of the
finished. I mean, just gotta. But man, I just want to take some time off and help other people with their projects. I don't want the responsibility again, you know?
Yes. Oh, and it feels good too, because then after a while you'll get that itch again to want to be, to head something up, but it will be something that you can't not do. And then that will give you the energy to do it again. Right. But yeah, in the meantime, you know, working on other people's stuff, you're still working. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, but you have that break without leaving it. Feels good.
Maternity leave.
You know, I feel like that after the book. I'm telling you, I'll write a page, but the next book I need about a year. So I'm not if I was a fast writer, it'd be like,
well, you'll get faster. That's just how this works, right? You get faster.
Yeah, and the thing is, I have not wanted to rush it. That's the other thing, because what's the point?
Right. Life now, what's the point?
What on earth is the damn point? I mean, there is no point if it's just rushed. Just do it the best you can, and you know, not spend 20 years on it. I'm not that type of person anyway, but you know, there's no such thing as perfection. There's always room for improvement. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, it's going to be there forever, whether one person or a million people read it. So why not let it be as good as it could be. Like, there's no rush. So that's where I'm at with that. But thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
I love having you on. It's always fun to hang out. We should, once if we
Yeah.
hang out in person, we should definitely hang out in person and
Yeah.
tell stories.
Tell stories, and we won't have to zoom.
Yeah.
Who's zooming who? I mean, all these things
We used the technology, damn it. We did it our bitch.
We did. Now we're the slaves. Oh, Twilight Zone. Oh my God. It's all like a combination of like technology is Star Trek and the ramifications of it are Twilight Zone. You know what I mean? Like there's always this stuff going on.
It's just become the future. It's
yeah.
Right.
True.
It's like the 80s all over again.
Yeah. We already did this. But yes.
The apocalypse again.
True.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, hon.